My neon sign says open. Who's looking me over? Looking me over. If I try enough, would you feel my missing piece? I can't understand why I misunderstand my own desire. If I carry on in what I know is wrong, the colors bleeding. You understand the heart of me. You know the deepest part of me. You've got some kind of technicolor love. I carry all my flaws, you see, but you never run away from me. You've got some kind of technicolor love. How will I know when a heart is golden? If all I seem to do is circle my mistakes. I never understood how I misunderstood. I can be desired. I can't comprehend being alone again. The colors bleeding. You understand the heart of me. You know the deepest part of me. You've got some kind of technicolor love. I carry all my flaws, you see, but you never run away from me. You've got some kind of technicolor love.
morning, everybody. Everyone loves your energy, Wesley.
Hi.
We're all wondering how we can bottle that. I guess it's called coffee.
Add it to the coffee.
But no amount of coffee ever gets me those dance moves. I don't know about you. How's everybody doing this morning? It's really good to see all your names on the comment section. I love when y'all put, we used to ask you to do it and now you'd forget to, but y'all put where you're watching from, what state, what country you're in. That's fun to see, huh? We've got people in Washington and where else do we have people from? You saw Texas, yes, correct.
And of course San Diego.
Of course, San Diego. Someone said that they're in Ocean Beach with all their dogs. We got Minneapolis. We got some folks from all over the place. We're so glad to be with you this morning. Wesley is joined here, and your dads are over here too. You can't see them yet; they're off camera.
They're over.
We're gonna hang out, and
They're over there.
I have a buddy in my difficulty in pointing. Yeah, we're just gonna have a.
Kate had a moment this morning watching Wesley do the camera pointing where you felt seen. Like,
so seen.
it's not as easy as it looks, people.
Listen, some of us are directionally challenged. Anyway, we're going to be here, do our normal thing, sing some great songs, and Colby's going to share the next installment of our Lent series where we're writing letters to past versions of ourselves. And what's that look for? What was that, Wesley? What were you doing this at?
Nothing.
Oh,
There was also live from La Mesa, I think.
Sister Republic of La Mesa. Hi, Vicky and Alyssa. Hi, Crystal. Oh, and you see that flag? You know what that is?
Oh, England.
Good job. Hi,
That was on
England.
accident.
Oh, yeah, Nottingham. Spring has arrived here. Nice. We got weird rain last night.
I know, but spring's here too.
Actually dripping right into this cup.
Spring's also here. Spring's here too, though.
Sorry.
fine.
Everything's fine. It's all fine. It's gonna be fine. It's good to be with you this morning. You remember what you're supposed to push right now?
We picked this song because Ben walked outside this morning. He's obviously not here with us today, but he walked outside this morning and sent us all a picture from outside the front of the house of a giant rainbow that was just right, perfectly framing our little space. So, like, we need a rainbow song. I used to live in the darkness, dressed in black, act so heartless, but now I see that colors are everything. Got kaleidoscopes in my hairdo, got back the stars in my eyes too. Yeah, now I see the magic inside of me. Yeah, maybe my head's messed up, but I'm falling right back in love with being alive, dreaming in light. This lost like mine, looking for a star inside it. I'll be alright, look to the skies. I found a rainbow, baby, trust me, I know. Life is scary, but just put those colors on, girl. Come and play along with me tonight. I forgot how to daydream, so consumed with the wrong things, but in the dark I realize this life is short. Deep down I'm still a child, playful eyes wide and wild. I can't lose hope, what's left of my heart still made of gold. And I know I'm still messed up, but aren't we all, my love, darling? Our scars make us who we are. So when the winds are howling strong and you think that you can't go on, hold tight, sweetheart. You'll find a rainbow, baby, trust me, I know. Life is scary, but just put those colors on, girl. Come and play along with me tonight. You gotta learn to let go, put the past behind you, trust me, I know. The ghosts try to find you, but but just put those colors on, girl. Come and paint the world with me tonight. You'll find a rainbow, baby, trust me, I know. Life is scary, but just put those colors on, girl. You gotta learn to let go. Put the past behind you, trust me, I know. The ghosts will try to find you, but just put those colors on, girl. Come and paint the world with me tonight. Oh, just put those colors on, girl. Come and paint the world with me tonight.
Hey, where'd
Hi,
that come
friends. So it's raining and the roof is leaking, and you know, that's life. It's spring, and you're here, you made it, and you got through the virtual door, and you showed up. You know, that's all you have to do to belong here. But hey, before we move on,
Yes.
can we do a spontaneous gong hit, please?
What did you?
from? What did you do?
Well, my friend Flamey here has a fully funded Kickstarter.
This doesn't feel very spontaneous. There was a sound preloaded. I call BS.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But also, thank you so much.
Colby's just very good with sound effects.
You sound quick.
Yeah, just right on it. It was great.
Thank you. That's
Congratulations.
Very sweet.
We're
Thanks.
excited about your album.
I'm very excited
This is
too.
going to be great.
And lots of Sojo folks are in that backer list, so thank y'all so much. I love you. I appreciate you.
When you are tired, when you're alone, peace is a river, this distant cold. There in the leaves, there on the wind, there like wonders is where you begin. Water and fire, quiet my soul. Look to the mountains, be still and know. All you need, all that you own is water and fire, seven home. When you are awake, you are alone. When joy is a fountain, it's weary to flow. There on the desert, there in the
go I go.
Oh my gosh. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
We're Michael and Stephen, but better known as Wesley's dads. And we're here to collectively converse this morning. Do you want to choose a card and read it for us, kiddo?
When I was young, I would spend hours daydreaming about.
Daydreams. When you were young. How long ago was that for you, Wesley? When were you young?
I think I'm still young.
I think I'm still young too. Maybe. What are the things you dream about and daydream about? You were just telling me about some of them a minute ago.
I guess I would daydream about like magical creatures.
Magical creatures, Pokemon,
Yes.
all things Harry Potter.
No.
No? That's not the magical creatures?
Made up magic.
Made up magical creatures. First of all, when I was young, I think that's the important part. But looking back to when I was a kid, I would have thought daydreaming about things like space. I loved science fiction. I loved all things nerdy, astronauty, and wonderful. And weirdly, I still dream about those things because I still love them all.
Still young.
I know, still young.
Is it you going to space? Like, is that?
I think, yeah, so good question. About me going to space, I think so, but I think also just the reality of like a life beyond ours. So not necessarily that I had to be a part of it, but more that this was a thing that was there and ties into like, all the potential worlds of the Star Warses and things like that and the Star Treks and just thinking like how cool that would be for there to be a whole new world. What about you, babe?
I don't know about daydreaming, but I like pretended and imagined a lot. So yeah, like
I think that counts.
I think what first came into my head was whenever I do chores like watering the grass, I always used to like put the nozzle like up in the air and then let it fall, and it always looked like I was transporting something in from Star Trek. And
the beam me in.
And I would like in my head I would make the sound like the zoom sound. And that was me watering the grass. And I don't know.
I thought you were gonna say it was like Disney's Fantasia, like dun 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 dun.
I definitely did that too. Actually, I used to do that also. Do full water performances.
I remember when. But what I did, I've added all of these.
You've added all of these.
Yes. But I remember like one time. I remember one time like after we have done. Something we did I don't know.
Did you lose yourself in the comments?
But like
we did.
We did Fantasia thing with like hoses and squirt guns, like dun 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 squirt squirt squirt
yes.
squirt.
Yep, for sure. I'm loving all of these, particularly Robert's because it made me laugh. He daydreamed as a kid of being a database administrator.
JK.
And I also dreamed about being an accountant, like the nerdiest things. Being the first. Yeah,
I put all of them. I put all of them.
Being a famous writer, Susan, didn't you just get a poem published? There we go. That's super exciting. Super exciting. All right, maybe pull. That's a good one. Pull the next card right here.
Hold on, let me do something for Mercy real quick.
Oh, yes.
I see Susan. I see Mercy. I see Robert. Hello. We're done now.
Was that nice?
That's from Romper Room.
Romper Room.
On the carpet, right?
I know, on the carpet,
right?
I actually don't know what Romper Room is either. I'm there with you, Colby.
Come on.
The last time.
There we go.
Oh.
Next card from Where Should We Begin?
Hold on, wait. Does anybody else have any more comments on this question?
Somebody wanted to catch
now.
Being a dancer.
I've added all of them.
Catching a wild rabbit, Melanie says.
We saw a wild rabbit yesterday.
I know!
It was
and
so
the cutest,
cute.
okay, let's just say this. The cutest move was like, for some reason, like it stepped or something, but it like slipped and collapsed and it was the cute, and like all sprawled out. It was the cutest move ever.
It just kind of like plopped down and it was the cutest little fluffy
thing. It also
thing
kind
ever.
of reminds me of you trying to catch all those geckos in Guam. Because you were always trying to catch them.
I finally caught a gecko. I finally finally did. It was on a kayak.
Yes.
You caught a gecko on a kayak?
Yeah, that's quite kiddo.
Kayak.
Not like on the kayak when we were.
And the ability to fly, that's a fun one, Alexa.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
I
also
think I might
kind of
have dreamed that.
daydream of being like a superhero or something.
Yeah. You're super Wesley. Okay, read that one, and we can start getting
Okay.
people thinking.
The last time I pretended I wasn't crying.
I know my answer, but I'm also
crying.
afraid.
Hold on, let me have the mouse for just a second.
Hey,
Thank you.
let me-
Let her have the mouse so she can
Oh
type
yeah,
it.
sorry.
For just a second.
But I needed to add the braving tea
You're gonna be
parties.
fine, don't worry. You're fine.
You'll get a check. So when was the last time you?
Uh-oh.
Oh.
I rarely pretend to not
I
cry
know.
because I'm a dad and I'm like 1 second away from losing it at any moment. But obviously we just watched Finding Red or Turning Red. What is it?
yeah.
Turning Red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turning red. You.
Both
But,
of us.
Okay,
Seriously?
so I'm usually stifling the cry, not pretending to
Yeah.
not cry, right? So
Yeah,
there
this
was
time they were just
also
streaming down your
when
cheek.
You were talking with Tito and Laura, I think, about Encanto.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, I gotta go. You guys, I can't hear this conversation. You were just describing the scene, and I like had to leave.
We were on the back. It was actually our last board meeting for
Yeah.
Sojo, but Mike was in the kitchen and we were on our back porch
Yeah.
and talking about the movie. And Mike was like, I can't even listen to this. I gotta
I
go.
was like, I'm already about to cry. Gotta go.
No, yeah, mine was Turning Red as well. If you guys haven't seen that movie, you should go see it. It's just the most
yeah, it's
amazing
so
thing
good.
ever. Embracing all that you are as you grow up. And we can't keep talking about it because then we'll cry some more. When was the last time you pretended you weren't crying?
I don't know.
You don't really cry a whole lot.
I feel like you're
Nope.
always pretending.
You're always
like, there's
she just
no way
hides.
you're not feeling this.
If there's something that's gonna be extra feelsy, she goes and grabs a stuffy and hides under a blanket or a pillow so that she can not actually cry, even though she knows it's totally okay because her dad's there all the time.
And then she looks straight to my eyes.
Yeah, to see if you are. Oh yeah, Donna, your son leaving for boot camp. That's huge. How could you not?
Yeah.
And pretending not to cry.
Yeah.
Everybody does it.
Wait. Oh.
Housemate moving out. That's
Wait.
hard.
When? Oh, here.
Is this Alyssa saying fives pretend not to cry? Is that like that's just a thing?
Yeah, because I
Wait.
asked who are these people who are pretending?
Wait, is it raining?
I know.
It's
They're
raining.
fine. Yeah, that makes
It's
sense.
raining outside really hard.
So this is the sky pretending not to cry.
Terrible.
I know, right?
Yeah.
What else? Do you think that's pretty good? Any final thoughts on pretending not to cry or daydreaming, or any final ones coming through?
Okay, just keep talking. Wow.
Oh, you want to bumper up to us?
I don't know about you, but I just never see those bumper options coming. Just out of nowhere every time. It's amazing.
Have you ever felt like nobody was there? Or have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere? Pretend not to cry. Have you ever felt like you could disappear? Like you could fall and no one would hear? Well, then let that lonely feeling wash away. Maybe there's a reason to believe you'll be okay. It's when you don't feel strong enough to stand, but you can reach. See, even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in, 'cause you'll reach up and you'll rise again. Lift your head and look around, 'cause you will be found. You will be found. take you home. 'Cause even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in, 'cause you'll reach up and you'll rise again. Lift your head and look around. You will be found. You will be found. Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, and when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in, 'cause you'll reach up and you'll rise again. Lift your head and look around. You will be found. You will be found. You will be found. You will be
Hi, everybody. Kids Corner. It's been a while. Hey, thanks for being here, friend.
You're welcome.
I'm really glad that you can share with us today. Oh, perfect. What do you need me for?
Help me open.
Help you. What you doing with the trackpad?
I know.
Just I can't.
Oh, yeah.
That's her jam, right?
Wesley, I think, is our administrator of inclusiveness.
Yeah,
Is that what's, yeah. All the comments must be added to the broadcast. Do you want me to hold like this while you read words? Is that
Yeah.
helpful? Okay.
There are times when I worry about what might happen next and what happened before.
Me too.
The thoughts in my head are like rushing water, and I feel like a boat with no anchor. What? Being carried away.
Feel like a boat with no anchor being carried away.
I give myself a moment. I take a breath, and then I tell myself, it's all right. I feel the ground beneath my feet and steady myself. And start to notice the here and the now. My thoughts begin to settle. My mind begins to clear. I am peace. I can watch my worries gently pop and disappear. I let things go. I say what I feel inside out loud. I know myself. I can share kindness with others. I make a difference.
The ground. You okay? The water.
Yeah.
It's real.
It was dropping like the kernel of.
And then it's a seed, and then it's a little sapling.
Yeah.
And then it's a tree.
And then
I can hug a tree and thank it for its beauty and strength. I connect to nature. Oh wait, no, I skipped one. I know I skipped one. Oh, I thought I did. I can watch the clouds make shapes against the sky. I know wonder. I can taste it and smell. Oh, hey, look, it's raining like it is outside. I can taste it and smell it. I can taste and smell and touch and hear and see what is all around me. I use my senses. I can feel my breath fill my whole body. I tune into me. Now the water is still. I have found my anchor and everything is all right. Look, it's the rare rainbow tree.
a rainbow tree.
I don't need to worry about before or after. I am in this moment. I am peace. Now I share my peace with others and hope that is carried away to those who need it. And I dream we are peace.
Amen. Thanks, Wesley.
You're welcome.
Do you want to end? Yep.
transition.
Had enough, but I was thinking of it. Had enough, but it was all I wanted. Fill me up because I need another. Fill my cup cause I can see the bottom. I will write it in my book of secrets. We collided, there's a million pieces. It's as delicate as dynamite. It's a hell of a firefight. And if we crawl away before the fire catches, we might escape with only superficial scratches. What a cut after the cannon's loaded. Vision blurred after the bomb exploded. Doesn't hurt unless I try to remember. What's the word for giving up forever? Found a soft place that isn't hard yet. Found a fresh wound that hasn't scarred yet. Let it bleed until my body heals it. Let me see, cause I can barely feel it. We'll lay low until the danger passes. We could walk away with only superficial scratches. I was thinking of it. Had enough, but it was all I wanted. Maybe one day I can cope without it. Maybe even stop thinking about it. If our scars are perfect matches, if you got away with only superficial scratches,
Hey, good morning, everyone. Pastor Colby here. And before we get going, as soon as Matthew and Karen finished that song, as they're walking off here, I'm like, where did that song come from? Y'all, that song was written by Matthew. Like, that was Matthew's song, and it just moved me. So thank you for writing that, and thank you for sharing that. Man, we are surrounded by incredibly talented people. Kate mentioned this at the top of the service, that we are in our series for Lent. And our series for Lent this year is titled Preparing for the Death of Your Religion. And the idea is that perhaps the time leading up to Easter, which the church has set aside and called the season of Lent, is this time of preparation, this time of being in the wilderness, this time of anticipating great change and transformation. And what if we knew that there was an upcoming death and resurrection? What if we knew that was coming? How would that change? And we wanted to spend this time in Lent, I don't know why I said that. We are actually writing letters to past versions of ourselves to prepare us for a significant change to our religious selves, the death of our religious ideas, hopes, and expectations. So this morning, I'd like to share with you a letter that I've written to my 20-year-old self. And before I do that, I'd like to invite us all to take a deep breath in and out. And I'd like to say a word of prayer. God, as I sit here on this stool, surrounded by friends in this space that has become a kind of home for us over the last 2 years, has become a kind of home for people all over the world. And as the rain comes and goes, I'm just hyper aware of the gift of life, the gift of this moment, the gift of here and now, the gift of connection in all its forms, connection to ourselves, connection to one another, connection with you, connection to the earth. And as I now share a connection to a past version of myself, my prayer, God, is that it would maybe give all of us a window into this communication with who we used to be and this observing of our own transformation and growth. And may it be somehow this gift that we give ourselves, that we give each other, as we see not just how far we've come, but as we see that the road ahead is unknown, and maybe that's okay. Maybe there's beauty in that, because who knows where we'll be. One more deep breath in and out. Dear 20-year-old Colby, you're not quite ready to admit this yet, but 2 of your favorite things in life are when you know the right answer to something, and then when you receive validation and admiration from others for knowing the right answer. Now, we can trace this part of you all the way back through your school-going years. It's part of what made you so successful in that environment. You weren't driven as much by the actual learning of the information as you were by the affirmation from the teachers when you successfully retained their instruction long enough to show that you knew the right answers. I think multiple reasons help to explain this part of you. To be sure, some of it is just about the puffing up of your ego. You just like the feeling that you're the smartest person in the room. And of course, you grew up in a system where smart was shorthand for knowing answers to questions. You also craved the attention and affirmation of adults, and it wasn't hard to pick up on the idea that teachers tended to show favor to those who were, quote unquote, good students. In short, most of your school years were influenced by not just the pursuit of getting the answers correct, but also the enjoyment of being the kind of person who knew stuff. Whereas other teenagers were chasing the high of sex, Coors Light, and Mary Jane, we were chasing the high of hearing the words, "Oh, go ask Colby, he'll know." Yeah, we were wild in high school, weren't we? I remind you all this because I think it's important to hold as big a picture as you can of how you got where you are today at 20 years old. You see, looking back now with almost 2 decades of hindsight, I can see how all your years of pursuing academic knowledge for the sake of being the kind of person who knew the right answers produced the near perfect candidate for becoming who you are right now at 20 years old, the Bible answer guy. 3 years ago, if you recall, we had that very real and very precious come to Jesus moment at that youth conference up in LA. Oh, right, sorry, for you it'd be down in LA, but spoiler alert, later on in life, we moved to America's finest city. And I can remember how that moment was the catalyst for us throwing ourselves into the direction of studying to become a pastor. Over the next few years, you discovered that your personality and your propensity for being known as the one with the right answers, it fit hand in glove perfectly with the kind of religious fundamentalism insistent that the goal in life is to possess correct beliefs. It would be like if there were this kid who grew up in a remote village and his whole life he just ran everywhere he went all the time, running. And then one day in high school, his family moved to a larger city that had a high school, and he realized that there's this thing called track and field where people run to compete and you win just by being the fastest. You, Colby, were that kid growing up running all the time. And American evangelical Christianity was your 100-meter dash. In fact, right now at college, you're one of the youngest RAs on campus. Not because you're necessarily all that great at what it takes to be an RA, no offense, but because you're still moving through a kind of culture that rewards individuals, especially men, who, quote, know their scripture and can articulate theological concepts with conviction. Now, my point in bringing all this up is not to make you feel bad or stupid or anything like that. You're doing your best and I'm proud of you. But I want to give you a heads up on something that's coming your way. You see, right now, your entire belief system, it rests on a very narrow belief about what the Bible is, how it should be read, and how it should be understood. Meaning you've been taught that the Bible is like God's great and perfect textbook for humanity, containing all the answers that we would ever need for all life's most important questions. And you've been throwing yourself these last few years into studying it, knowing it, learning it, all under this larger expectation that that is the point, to know the right answers. And even now, as you hear me say this to you, I'll bet your defensive radar is coming online because you've been well trained to mistrust anyone who doesn't see the Bible in the same way that you do. But lean in, buddy, because I got something to tell you. I don't see the Bible the same way, and I am you. Now, don't panic. Don't freak out. I know that our 20-year-old mind, that kind of notion, it would scare the shit out of us. Oh, and also, by the way, we end up swearing a lot more in the future. I'm not saying it's not connected to our different view of the Bible, but I'm also not saying that. Okay. You see, up until this point, all you've ever really known was this one way to read and understand the Bible. You were told it was the only way, or at least the only real way. But in a couple years, you're going to discover some mind-blowing truths about this sacred collection of stories and poems and letters, the one that's sitting right next to you on your nightstand. For instance, right now, you are firmly committed to the idea that the Bible is inerrant and infallible. And yet, I know it seems unfathomable, but one day you will reject both of these concepts as untenable. You'll see them for what they are. Very new concepts created by evangelical Christianity without a real anchor or support in our religion's heritage. Think about this for just a moment. You know how lately you've been a little underwhelmed at the ways in which some of your professors have suggested handling inconsistencies and contradictions in the Bible? Take the 4 different resurrection narratives in the Gospels, for example. You yourself have observed how many of the details are explicitly different in each account. Who went to the tomb? When did they go to the tomb? What did they find once they went there? How many angels, if any, were there? Was Jesus even there? If so, what did Jesus say to do and to whom, and so on? And you know that sinking little pit in your stomach you get when your New Testament professor attempts to smooth out all those clear inconsistencies? Or that voice in the back of your mind that's like, whew, that's a lot of mental gymnastics and like looking the other way. all in this hefty attempt to synthesize these clearly contradictory accounts. Here's the thing. Down the road, you'll discover that you don't have to try and force all those diverging details into one flimsy single narrative. Because you'll come to understand, among many other things, that each gospel was written for a different purpose, telling a slightly different variation on the tradition handed down to them, because they had different audiences with different goals in mind. But let's not get lost in the weeds. My point is this: letting go of something as precious as the inerrancy of Scripture, while I know it sounds terrifying and synonymous with abandoning your faith right now, one day the laying down of such unreasonable and irrational expectations of the Bible, that's going to be one of the keys to your liberation. That's going to lead you to a kind of freedom in the spirit that right now you don't really know. Even more than that, while you will certainly experience the death of the Bible as you once knew it, you're going to come to see it in a whole new light that, if you can believe it, it's going to make you love and appreciate it even more. Years down the road, you'll rediscover these ideas of the 19th and 20th century liberal heretics that your Bible professors are warning you against right now. But far from killing it dead like you think it will happen, these perspectives will bring the text to life. You'll learn about things such as the documentary hypothesis, which suggests that it wasn't one guy, Moses, who wrote all of the Torah, but it was an editor who compiled over centuries 4 or more different sources. And you'll learn to not fear the tools of historical biblical criticism, but you'll lean into the ways in which textual and source and form and literary criticism enhance your view of the Bible. And I know right now you've been told that the Jesus Seminar and the quest for the historical Jesus is nothing but a group of cloaked atheists out to destroy the Christian faith. But if you have ears to hear it, one day, bud, you're actually going to lead groups through books written by John Dominic Crossan and Marcus Borg. That's a lot to take in. I get it. You're right smack in the beginning of building a vocational arc for yourself that is grounded in the pursuit of studying and dissecting the Bible, all so that you can continue to know the right answers, teach it to others, and be richly rewarded with affirmation, respect, and ideally a career. So hearing from yourself 20 years in the future that all that is about to be upended, that's unsettling. I get it. But I want to leave you with this. Your whole life, up to this point, has reaffirmed in you the story that people value and respect and admire those who have all the answers. That's the story you've been living by. And since you crave admiration as an Enneagram 3, oh, right, sorry, you have no idea what the Enneagram is. That's also going to come down the future, and you're going to eventually recalibrate your whole life to BE and AE, but another story, another day. But you crave the admiration of others. And since you're really good at studying complex things like the Bible and then teaching others the right answers, the path you're on right now, it makes sense, okay? But a day is coming when you'll start to learn that there's something people admire even more than a person who has all the right answers. And that's a person who's able to admit that they don't have all the right answers. And even more mind-blowing than that, a day is coming when you'll lay down the idea that God herself, oh yeah, really quick, you end up not using just male pronouns for God, but again, a different letter, different day. You'll end up realizing and laying down the idea that God himself cares first and foremost about correct belief. I know that's so important to you right now. And when you do that, this Bible, it stops becoming a tool to ensure that you and everyone else has correctly cracked the divine code of the universe, and instead, it becomes this gorgeous guide to how humanity has sought throughout the years to better understand themselves, each other, creation, and God. And you're going to join in on that journey. You will participate in that exploration. You'll stop looking backward as though everything was figured out already 2,000 years ago, and instead you will look ahead and you'll ask, where is the story taking us? Where do we want to go? What kind of world do we want to build? What does it look like to integrate the teachings of Jesus in the 21st century? How do we pursue restorative justice? How might we practice radical compassion? Who are our enemies today that we are invited to love and care for with mercy? And rather than become a disregarded relic of the past or a forgotten piece of fabricated mumbo jumbo, the things that right now you think you'll believe about the Bible if you follow this slippery slope of shifting away from seeing it as the inerrant, infallible Word of God, rather than that, you'll come to cherish it. Cherish it as part of the ever-growing collection of resources that you lean on in your continued pursuit of partnering with Christ to fulfill the prayer of Jesus. God, may your kingdom come, and may your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Amen.
Hold on to me as we go, as we roll down this unfamiliar road. Although this weight is stringing us along, just know you're not alone. Gonna make this place your home. Settle down, it'll all be clear. Don't pay no mind to the demons, they fill you with fear. Trouble, it might drag you down. You get lost, you can always be found. Just know you're not
You're like, don't do that. I was so scared you were both gonna fall. It was gonna be
All right.
tragic.
Communion. We invite you to take communion with us as we do it virtually. By one of the ways is by saying, hey, grab whatever you have on hand. Because guess what? The actual elements themselves is not the point. Never was the point.
Well, I mean, it's kind of the point.
Well, when it's a Tupperware full of
Bucket full of donuts.
baked goods, grab what you have. And as you take what I'm going to do the plain donut, and you know why, right?
Because it's less messy.
It's the least messy one.
I like the powder.
Maybe I should have done the powder.
Store-bought donuts are my favorite thing. I
I
don't
need
know
like
why.
a
Just
fork and
love 'em.
knife for powdered donut. Take what you have, and as you take this morning, and let us know in the comment section what you're using for communion. That's always fun to see what you're.
Y'all eat the most amazing thing. Yeah, honey roasted pecans and tea.
Okay, I
So
got
good.
the comments.
You have
Oh
the-
yeah, Wesley's
I
gonna
should've-
add all. Yep.
I
She's
should have
on it.
known.
I should have known.
A cave troll. All right, I'll scoot over there. You go. You can just go. You good right there?
Did you get dripped?
That was way too close.
Shower. Green grape.
And maybe this morning, think back to a version of yourself that maybe had a different feeling or perspective about communion. And maybe you can walk yourself home this morning to this moment to be like, hey, I know communion used to mean this to you, or you used to think about it this way, or maybe it was denied for you because of this. But right now, here on March 20th, 2022, you're taking it with the community of people from all around the world with a donut or a toasted bagel or green grapes or a cookie. Take and eat.
Yours.
Does the room want to take communion?
Wesley should share that donut.
You want to serve communion, Wes? You want to serve communion?
Yeah.
Are we all gonna squeeze in for?
You can come and squeeze in.
Yeah,
Squeeze
whole
in.
crew. Let's do it. It'll be fun.
Squeeze in under the rain.
We might extra room in the back.
Full crew.
Ooh, Texas pecan coffee.
And take what you have for drink.
What did I?
Do you have a drink, Wes?
She has her water.
Nice.
And may this be the thing this morning that reminds you that you are not alone, that you are connected, even if it is through bits and ones and zeros, that's not nothing. That is a kind of connection. We see you, we love you, you belong, you matter. Take and receive.
Hot cross bun and orange squash drink, not vegetable. I don't know what orange squash drink is.
Squash is like concentrated juice.
Oh, okay.
That's a Euro-British thing.
Okay.
It's really nice having other people here.
I know. Look at that. Knew the answer to the question.
Well, he's got all the
He's
answers.
the answer guy.
I was the 20-year-old Colby. I'm just still 40-year-old Steven. So.
All right, we got a few house notes.
No.
That was a perfect. Oh yeah, you can
Press
press
the
it again.
button.
We love seeing
All right.
it.
Yeah,
Ready?
again.
House
wait.
notes?
House notes?
House note. Wait. House. More time.
It's little me. It makes me so happy.
You're really pushing my buttons this morning. Hey!
Heyo.
What do we got? Oh, yeah. First is our Joy Box. This is our way to invite you to participate in the mission of Sojourn through financial support. This is Kate and mine's full-time job. This is the way that we have in the last 8 years now. By the way, last week we celebrated our 8-year anniversary. Thanks everyone for coming out, by the way. We had like 50, 60 humans and like 117 dogs that came out to the park last Sunday after
The
church.
dogs outnumbered the humans.
And had a wonderful time playing volleyball and eating good food. And it was super fun celebrating with all y'all last week. So thanks for coming out. But yes, if you want to support our mission, you can do that at sojourngrace.com/donate, or you can also Venmo at Sojourn Grace. The second note for the house is that next Sunday, really excited about
Is
this.
that next Sunday?
Yeah, a week from today. As the slide says, Sunday,
How are
March
we all the
27th.
way at the end of March already? What happened?
Don't miss a thing, do you? 27th, next Sunday night. So we're still going to do Virch. So we're going to do our normal Virch Sunday morning. But then in the evening at 6:30 p.m. at St. Luke's Episcopal Church in North Park.
In-person church.
Come and just have a night of worship. We're just going to sing some songs and do some prayers.
We're gonna serve communion.
Yep, I'm gonna lead the music. So I'm gonna spend all week building my calluses back up because it hurts my fingies to play guitar right now. But between now and next Sunday, I'll be ready. to lead us in some worship. And it's going to be outdoors, BT dubs. So bring
Yeah,
a
there's a
blanket
cool
you might need
outdoor space
to dress warm. I don't totally know what the temps will be.
It's not supposed to be this.
Not supposed to be this. So that's next Sunday, in-person night of worship at St. Luke's Episcopal in North Park. And then the Sunday right after that, another in-person gathering is...
At our house, dinner. Just come have dinner with us. That's our favorite thing about community building is
Karen,
sitting
you
around
stole
the
the
table
focus.
together. So
Sorry.
what?
The camera loves Karen's eyeballs.
It does, doesn't it?
Karen.
I guess Karen.
I'm, like,
I guess
trying to
Karen's
make it
giving us
more
enough.
so.
She's like looking
Sorry.
down and
Come to Kate and Colby's house for dinner. It's gonna be great.
And then you created a way to register for this, right?
Yeah.
Because we need to have some idea of numbers.
Yeah, it's in the newsletter, but I'll post the link in the sanctuary and all the things, so you can get our address and I know you're coming.
Yep. So this is another
But
way.
dinner's provided.
Community dinner is another way that we're looking to provide connection and build relationships because there's just a lot of newish folk around the Sojo world as of late. Okay, I think that
Is
concludes.
that it, baby?
I think that concludes the things.
All right, Wesley, you want to do the benediction buttons?
Where?
The one big one that says the brave kind. Perfect. Then it'll go.
You can type really fast.
Okay, this is our benediction. This is what we say at the end of every service. It's our invitation for everyone to go into their weeks with bravery because you are a loved child of God. So what can really touch you? And then to be kind because it turns out everyone else is also a loved child of God. Is that Michelle leading us?
Yep.
Yep.
Because you're a child of God.
Anybody got
Wait
me
for it, wait for it, wait for it. Anybody?
It'll come.
Do, 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 do.
Oh,
Dude, there it is.
Because so is everyone else. Special thanks to the Van Line family for joining us this morning here at Birch Church. Have a great week. We'll see you next Sunday morning.
Work on your dance moves.